Hello, welcome to another interesting episode of Rayz Corner. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Adurayo Adeyemi. I'm a certified clinical counselor, family and marriage therapist, and a relationship coach. I'm passionate and committed to help singles, married, and families resolve their mental or emotional challenges. Please check the handles on the screen to catch up on previous episodes. And on today's episode, we'll be discussing anxiety disorder. I've had people reach out to me concerning anxiety disorder and how it affects their relationship. Here with me today to shed more light on what anxiety disorder is, on how it affects relationship, is my friend, my lecturer, Mr. Joseph. Welcome, Mr. Joseph, to this episode of this Corner Talk Show.
Yeah.
Mr. Joseph, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me this morning.
So, Mr. Joseph, please, can you tell the viewers about you?
Okay, I'm Joseph, like you rightly said, and then I'm a transformation coach and therapist. Everything about me is more about transformation. I try as much as possible to ensure whoever comes in contact with me does not live the same.
Wow.
Yeah, something must change about you before you leave. And then a lot of people call me digital therapist too, because I coach a lot of therapists and coaches on how to use digital innovations to upgrade their businesses.
That's good, that's good. At least I'm one of your transformators. Or should I say transformatees?
Whichever one you want to call it.
So down to the business of the day. So, Mr. Joseph, can you tell us what anxiety disorder is?
Okay, I'll start that by telling us what anxiety is. You know, that's feelings you get when you are facing camera for the first time. That intense feelings when you have to show your dad your bad report card, and then you know dad is going to flog you today. The sweating, the stomach upset, the fear and everything. That is anxiety. So are we going to say anxiety is good or anxiety is bad? It depends on what each individual is experiencing. So if you as an individual if you feel anxious about a particular assignment, you feel anxious about seeing your boss, you get to complete your task, you get to get everything done. You know, you get anxious when mommy is returning, so you get to do all the chores at home. So in that aspect, would you say anxiety is a bad thing? No, it is actually a good experience. So we all experience anxiety.
Yes.
So what you're experiencing determines whether we are going to say it's good or it's bad. Now, it is bad when it becomes a disorder. So what we do regularly is experience anxiety. But if you suffer from anxiety, then you are suffering from a disorder. Now, when does it transform from just anxiety to anxiety disorder? Now, imagine the feelings I described earlier. The feelings or the intense feelings when you have to face an audience for the first time, or when you have to talk to a girl for the first time, or when you're going on a date for the first time. Now imagine feeling like that every time you think about your marriage. Imagine feeling like that every time you think about your career. Okay. Imagine feeling like that every time you think about your future. Or on a normal day, you're just sitting, nothing at all, no danger, no threats, and you just start feeling like that. Okay. That is a disorder, and it comes in various forms. It comes in various forms.
Okay, so what you're saying now is that to experience it is normal.
Exactly.
But when it becomes a disorder, that is when you're suffering from it. That is when you need help.
Exactly.
Okay. So for those who are suffering from anxiety disorder now, who are they supposed to meet to help them?
Okay, what I would say is, if you are suffering from anxiety disorder, the first person you need to meet is yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is something about you that you do not understand. That is why you do not understand why you feel that way when you think about a particular subject matter, or when you hear people talking about a particular subject matter. People feel like that when they just hear the word marriage. And then you see a lot of people who do not want to be single and have been single for so long. But they can't explain why they are afraid. They can't explain what they are afraid of. Are you getting it now?
Yes.
So, that's what I just described now is called gamophobia. That's the fear of marriage. We're still coming to that if time permits. That's just whenever they hear the word marriage, and we call that gamophobia. We're still coming to that if time permits. And then you asked me earlier, who should they meet? And I'm saying you need to meet yourself first. If you are that person, you need to discover yourself. You need to find yourself first. And after that, you need to seek help. And trust me, this is not the time for your daddy or your mommy or your auntie or your friend to start telling you what to do about it, because this is something you don't even have an explanation for. So it is important that you seek professional help. Get someone who can guide you in finding explanation to whatever is going on with you, because we experience this anxiety and anxiety disorder in different ways. We have our own unique style of experiencing it. So it's not possible for your friend who has gone through similar things to tell you, okay, this was what I experienced and this was what I did. It doesn't work that way. So it doesn't work running to your pastor and saying, I feel this way. Of course, prayer works. I'm not going to dispute fact, but I'm not going to dispute that. But it is important that you seek professional, because exactly, because some people are actually trained in this field to help you dig deep, search deep, and find the root cause of this issue and help you.
Okay. So from what I could get from what you said now, you said they should seek help. So that means they have to be intentional about getting help to get cured.
Exactly.
Now you said they have to meet a professional. Who are those professionals?
Okay. In Nigeria at the moment, we have a lot of trained and certified specialists who can help you out. So it's just for you to look out and search for them. They are all over social media, and then of course there are steps you can take to verify the authenticity of who you are meeting with.
Okay. I think there's still a name I'm expecting you to call. When you meet specialists now, are you talking about doctors? Are you talking about psychiatrists?
Actually, what you need at the initial stage is just a psychotherapist or a mental health counselor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now, this anxiety disorder, it affects relationship, and there are people that are facing this currently in their relationship. Would you mind explaining how they can go about solving it?
Okay. Initially, I said anxiety disorder comes in various forms, and then we have generalized anxiety disorder. We have specific phobia. And then a lot of people who are experiencing anxiety disorder towards the relationship aspect of their lives are the ones that are suffering from specific phobia. So by specific, I mean a particular subject matter. Now, so people like this, when they hear the word intimacy, when they hear the word marriage, when they hear the word childbearing, their anxiety starts. Are you getting it now?
Yes.
So that's why you have a lot of people who are not willing to be single. They're not willing to be single, but they just find themselves in that situation. And each time they try new things, the anxiety prevents them from going ahead. Some of them desire a good, perfect man, and then by the time they start having this individual coming into their life, then the fear starts. So exactly. So there are so many things they can do to actually help themselves out.
Okay.
Yeah, there are so many things. One of it is what I said earlier, finding yourself. Yeah, so you need to understand who you are and then what you are experiencing. You don't really have to know the explanation for what you're experiencing, but find out how it feels. And then the next thing is find someone to talk to. It is very important that when you feel in a way that you can't describe, or even if you can describe it, you can't find a way out of it, you can't pull yourself out of it, it is very important you seek help and get someone you can actually relate with, someone who can understand what is going on with you and provide you with better explanation.
They have to seek themselves first.
Exactly.
Then they have to seek the help of a professional therapist. And the last one.
Yeah, and then I mentioned that for those who can't reach a therapist or they don't have the resources to consult a therapist, they can actually utilize self-therapy resources that are available to them. And they are very simple activities every individual should be able to carry out.
Okay, so this anxiety disorder, is it avoidable? Or is this preventable?
It can be managed.
Okay.
Yes, it can be managed by developing healthy coping skills. But at one point in time, every individual has to go through that situation. So unless you are very aware of yourself and aware of what anxiety disorder really feels like, you may not know that is what you're experiencing until it's getting too late.
Okay.
Yes, so it's not something we can do away with. Take for instance, you know what anxiety, but if you hear gunshot outside, what will be your response?
It's where to hide.
Exactly. So they panic. You can't control how you feel about that. So it's something that comes even when you don't really have a control over it. But how do you manage it? How do you ensure that experience does not lead to a suffering?
Okay. Earlier you mentioned some self-therapies that people can do. Okay, can you mention one or two from it? And in case they can't do the self-therapy, are there professionals that you can recommend that those people can go to?
Okay, I'll just recommend one, and then it comes in about 4 or 5 steps. So the first thing is to find yourself, and then the second step is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for messing up that first date. Forgive yourself for messing up meeting the lady for the first time. Forgive yourself for not being able to face the crowd. Yeah, and after that, find a purpose to do it. Find a reason to do it. So why do you need to go on the date? Why do you need to speak to that lady? Why do you need to speak to that audience? Why do you need to board that to board that plane? Why do you need to embark on that journey? Why do you need to face your dad and tell him this is it? So find a reason to do it. And the last one is do it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even need to expect perfection. But make sure you do it, and you do it again and again and again.
Okay. So
The more you do it, the lesser the anxiety about that particular subject becomes. And if this is still not working, then I would recommend you approach a professional. There are organizations that are licensed, and then they are certified to actually attend to such organization. If you mind, I can recommend one or two.
okay, please go ahead.
Okay, the number one is Institute of Counseling in Nigeria. Is a leading institute of counseling in Nigeria. They've trained a lot of therapists, so you can be rest assured that whatever the issue is, approach them. They have their contact of every professional for almost every issue.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another one is Mental Health in Nigeria. It's an emerging digital platform, so you don't even need to leave your home. You can get therapy from the comfort of your home.
Wow.
And then you get help. Yeah,
Wow.
and I know Aderayo Adeyemi is also a professional, so you can reach out to her.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These self-therapies can work, but
Exactly.
if they are not intentional, then to be as if they are not doing anything at all, right?
Exactly, because even if you have the best psychotherapists to help you out, and you're not willing to help yourself, there is no way they can enter into your mind and extract your feelings without you being willing to express those feelings to them. Do you understand? So it starts with finding yourself and knowing fully well that this time around you want solution to that issue.
Yes.
Yeah. So once you are ready, that readiness goes a long way. It goes a long way. So if you're going to seek the help of a professional, make sure you are ready for it. Even if you're going to practice self-therapy at home, make sure you are ready for it. It starts with that.
Everything has to do with being ready.
You have to be very ready.
Then you also mentioned Institute of Counseling Nigeria
Yeah.
and Mental Health
Nigeria.
So these bodies are the two bodies that those people can actually go to, where they have trained professionals to help them resolve the issues that they are going to, the anxiety disorder issue that they are going to. Right?
Exactly. There are a lot of organizations, but those are the two I can
that you
recommend from
can
my own
recommend.
personal.
Okay. And so that's it for today on Rayz Corner's Talk Show. Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for honoring our invitation.
You're welcome.
And I hope when next we call you, you'll be willing to come on this show.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
All right, that's good. So before you go, kindly subscribe to this channel, click the notification button, like and share. I'll be in the comment section waiting to interact with you regarding your questions, comments, or opinions on anxiety disorder. I remain your family and marriage therapist, Aderayo Adeyemi. See you next week, Thursday. Bye.